Hi, welcome to another session of CareNiche How-To series. In this series, we are teaching you how to use the CareNiche HMO software. This particular edition is actually going to be showing you how to capture primary care information. And basically, you'll have to find enrollee, select the primary care, complete the form, generate code for treatment, which is an optional task, add details to code whenever you're ready, and then you can check for primary care history. So basically, primary care are cares that you have to render that is covered by capitation under NHIS. Normally, you don't bill primary care under NHIS. However, in some private arrangement, some providers collect capitation, hence they do primary care free of charge. However, some other providers do not collect capitation, so they charge you primary care directly, and they don't need to revert to you for code at times based on the arrangement you have with them to actually generate primary care. So how do we handle all these, either of these cases that we may find ourselves? So as usual, we'll go to our application. I'm switching over to my CareNiche application, and I'm logging on with a user that is authorized to carry out that task. So as usual, I get to my homepage, my dashboard for that user, and then take note of some other parameters, the recent PA codes, and then other things could also be down below. But that's not our focus now. So our focus is, how do I create primary care? So you have to decide, is it a formal sector enrollee or private sector enrollee? You can change, you can select it here. It's also the same thing, whichever way you choose to go. I choose to go through this place. So I go to informal. It shows me my life, as in these are fictitious lives. So, and then from here, if it's a long list, you know the drill. You search for the name of the person, and then it looks for it. In this case, I can say I'm looking for, instead of I did Kweju, I'm just looking for Kweju, and then I type it, and then it looks for Kweju for me, and then I select that. So once I select it, it gives me, as usual, the details of the person, and I'm sure that I have the right person. The history of the encounters, that's the primary care that he has received in the year. The medical bills that have been prepared will be shown here, and then the pre-authorization codes that have been issued will be shown, everything on this environment. So I select my primary care, and then the date that the person is visiting the provider. Let's say I pick this date, the year of birth, the gender, all these are automatically pulled from the information of the patient. Then what's your diagnosis? You can type it here, as in you can say malaria. Malaria is malaria, as in is supposed to be covered. And then is it repeat visit? That is the person coming back after they've commenced this treatment? I say no. And then what is the treatment? I just say medications. That's what I want to just administer. And the cost, well, I can say whatever, as in this cost is not going to be billed. And then, am I sending the person for referral, or is it a referral visit? It's not. So I don't have reason for referral. This field is actually supposed to capture the reason for referral. Then if there will be an implication of fee for service cost, you can put the estimate here optionally. If you are not sure, you can just put 0. And then, so now here, generate code is very important for you to understand the need for it. When you want to be able to prepare a bill, you want to file claims, fee for service for this primary care, because maybe you're a private provider and you don't earn capitation on the lives, then you say generate code, true. Once you say generate code, it will submit this information, then give you a code that you will use to prepare the bills. If not, it will retain exactly what you have. So I say generate code, I say create. So once I create it, it goes, it creates the primary care, Then it gives me this information. The billing code for this encounter is based on how you want to prepare it, right? Now, however, remember, we can always change this to your format of coding. Now, but we have this caveat. Please note that payments would only be made for this code if the services render falls within primary care as agreed with the organization. Normally, you are supposed to be authorized. You have to generate a pre-authorization code by going through the organization. However, since it's a primary care that has been agreed to, they can waive it for you. But if you generate it and they feel that what you are generating it for doesn't meet the primary care, this disclaimer is actually letting you know that payment may not be made. It's not, codes like this are not guaranteed to be paid, right? So, and then once you have created it, you can always, if you want to see the list of all the primary cares you have generated, you can go to claims. Under claims, you go to the encounters. When you click on the encounters, it gives you all of, oh, sorry, I'm on formal. I don't remember that I used informal. I go to encounter and then it gives me all the ones I've generated. This one is for September. So, and basically that's that about that. So this is the encounter details that I generated. So I can go back to my dashboard and then I'm done. So thank you for spending your time. Once again, in this session, we talked about how you capture primary care. You find the enrollee, you select the primary care option from the enrollee details page, then you complete the form, and then optionally you can generate the treatment code like I showed you. Then you can add details to the code and check for primary care history. I would just like to just show you this again, that when the code is generated, this is where you always find the code. Under claims, we'll still talk about how you prepare medical bills. I come to my medical bills, and then under my medical bills, you can see September as in the provider is here. And then once I click on the provider, you will be able to see the list of my cares. That's the part where I'll see the list of the care. Thank you very much for your time, and see you some other time in another session. Do have a very lovely time. Thank you.